Good morning. This is a short screencast to demonstrate how to install uncomplicated categories to an existing site. So here I have a demo site. This is uncomplicated demo site. If I go to products, and this is a site that has an array of products already. If I go into the admin section and on to navigation, then I can show you that I've already set up the linked lists as I've demonstrated in a previous screencast. Navigation is set up with all of the linked lists such that they contain the categories that I want. So the next step here is to install uncomplicated categories. So I go to the App Store and search for categories. Uncomplicated categories pops up. Get, and then drops me into the permission screen. Install app. Set up the recurring payment, although if you're installing this into a development site, you'll notice that it's a test charge only and you're not going to be billed. If I approve that, I then drop into the app, and here it's telling me that I've got my top level set up at the top level. I've got a list of categories that it's pulled from the site, and the detection script has run to see whether the little snippet has been deployed on the site already, and it hasn't so far. So here's the category list I made earlier. I'm now going to select here the top level category, and that will re-render, and then I'm going to open up my current theme for editing and show you how to insert that little breadcrumb. That little snippet. The snippet is here, so I'll copy that and then edit the collection page. I demonstrated how to install this on the default theme, which is called Launchpad Star. I've now installed the supply theme, which is another popular theme from Shopify, and I thought I'd demonstrate how to set this up within the supply theme. What's nice about supply is that it has a sidebar, which gives us a great opportunity to place the categories in a place where it's going to look good for the users. That sidebar isn't all on the time, but it isn't on all the time, but if we're actually going to show categories on the site all the time, it'd be nice to have that sidebar there. So I'm going to change this variable assign has sidebar to true and save. And that's the only change I need to make in collection.liquid, because in the snippets the supply theme uses collection-sidebar.liquid, and down here I'm going to insert the little snippet there that inserts the category list. I'm also going to give it a heading, much like the other things in the sidebar. This heading is going to say categories and save. So now when I go to the front end of my site, I see the front page, and if I click onto a collection, I now see the category list here on the left hand side. So the category list here is working in its default mode, and this is called Pathback. Pathback is designed to show a category list anywhere on any collection page and to try to show the most meaningful set of categories at that time. So if I'm only in the top level version of the site, then I haven't selected the category, then it's showing only the top part of my category tree. If I descend into that and go into technology, then it shows all the subcategories within technology, and I can go down to desktops, laptops, tablets, or servers. And what it's allowing me to do is to just simply browse through this category tree, showing me the relevant subcategories. Now I'm currently in the computers section, which is why I can see these subcategories here. If I go into mobile phones, I see the subcategories belonging to that section. If I go into peripherals, if there were any subcategories, it would show them. But peripherals is an example of a category that doesn't have many more subcategories. If I'm in film and TV, it shows me the subcategories belonging to that section. One of the advantages here is that it's keeping as a frame of reference the top level categories. So no matter where I am in the tree, I get a sense of what's possible. I get a sense of what categories lie underneath it. Now there are lots of different modes in which categories can operate. This one is called Pathback, and I thought I would show a couple of others. So deploying a different version of the category list is very straightforward. I go back into my theme, and in here I modify the include line that I've put in there already. So by default this is using Pathback, but what I want to do is configure it to use a different. So I set show class and the name of the class that I want to use, in this case show all, and hit save. Now when I go back to my site and refresh, wherever I am on the site, whatever category I'm in, the category list is always going to show me the entire category tree. So if I flick up and down this list to each one of these sections, you'll notice the category tree is very static. This lends itself to sites where the category tree is complicated and actually all of the products within the tree might be relevant to the customer. So the current category is being shown as selected there, but the rest of the tree is remaining very static and I can just browse up and down it. So now back to the theme, and let's take a look at another option. Show active down. Active down will show you the current category and any subcategories down from there. So if I go back now to laptops, refresh. Laptops is a terminal category, so it won't show me any categories underneath it. It only shows me categories. If I browse up to a higher level category, such as computers, I can select categories from there. But when I get down to a subcategory, there's no easy way back up. What might be more useful would be to have an active list that shows both down and up. So if I change the show class to show active up down, save, and refresh, now it will show me the path back up from where I am, and it will show any subcategories of the section I'm in. So when I'm in computers, I see the subcategories, but once I go into one of those subcategories, I don't see the peers. The final option is where I might want to actually configure it so this list is not really a category list but only a subcategories list, and it should only actually display subcategories if subcategories are available. So here I'm going to say show down, and show down will show only the subcategories of the category I'm in. It won't show any of the active categories or any of their peers or any of the supercategories or any of their peers. So if I go back now to the front end of the site, refresh, laptops doesn't have any subcategories, which is why that's appearing as blank. If I go up a category to computers, then it shows me a list of subcategories that are available for computers. But when I'm in each one of those subcategories, it doesn't show me any one of the options. This is very good if subcategory navigation is really only part of your site's navigation and you want to have it as a way to refine what users are saying rather than necessarily a category tree that they would browse up and down. So I'm going to revert my site now to the default, having shown all these other options, path back being the default, and I can either specify that default explicitly or I can allow it to be a default. Show class, show path back, save, refresh the site, and I've actually left it with saying subcategories when in fact I want it to say categories, save. So now when I refresh the front end of the site, I'm seeing a subset of the category tree. I see all of the top level categories, which give me a sense of where the other categories are on the site. I see the subcategories for the section that I'm in, which makes it obvious what similar things I might find, and equally I can browse to other parent categories and start descending the tree again from there. Critically, when I'm in a different part of the tree, I'm not losing screen estate to categories that I have no interest in. So once I've come into photography, for example, I'm only really seeing subcategories here and some broad sort of placeholder categories that help me understand where the top level of the site is. That's it for today. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to speaking to you soon.